Hello and welcome to the Listening Post unboxing channel on YouTube. Today I'm unboxing McIntosh's brand new stereo receiver, the MAC7200. This is a 200 watt integrated amplifier and it is a giant killer. It is excellent to see that they've added an AM/FM tuner. It's a nice feature, but the rock solid performance of this as a traditional integrated amplifier is its key kind of thing. It's got autoformer output transformers, it's got McIntosh's brand new digital board on board, it's got umpteen balanced and single-ended inputs, it's got an excellent phono stage on board. This thing is amazing. And we're lucky enough to have this thing freighted all the way from McIntosh in the USA to Christchurch, New Zealand for us to unbox today and for our customers to enjoy. So let's have a look. Firstly, this thing is really heavy. You might have seen other unboxing videos from us here and you will see some ginormous power amplifiers and other things like that. But this integrated amplifier is a monster. At a couple of hundred watts it defies belief as how heavy this product is and how beautifully well built. You'll see from the physical size of this box how well it's also packaged. The box itself is deep, it's secured with massive staples at the bottom, and all of the product information and other things like that is on all of the sides. It's sealed closed and it's double boxed, so we're going to attack this thing, get it open and have a great look at it today. Okay, so McIntosh's factory seal. This stuff is a McIntosh tape. Very straightforward to open. Craft knife down the side, and then just to be careful, maybe lift this and give it a little bit of a cut. It's double boxed, so realistically I've got no fear of actually touching anything underneath, but it's good practice to at least give yourself a little bit of a buffer just in case. As we open these big boxes, I'll just roll this forward, I'll tuck that under, we'll have a look at what's inside. The first thing is that the inner box is actually the amplifier itself. It's suspended in the packaging using this closed cell foam. It gives an amazing extra level of protection and freight. McIntosh obviously understand that this product is going to be delivered via any number of means, air freight, sea freight, courier to the door, all of these things, and you never really understand if they're going to look after it. So it's great that they've added this box within a box, suspended within the closed cell foam to ensure that it will arrive to you in one piece. Nevertheless, because of its weight, the process as far as getting this unboxed is actually tip it forward and take the box off the product, not the product out of the box. Discarding that outer box is very straightforward, and it gives us an opportunity to sort of rock this into a place where we can then have a look at it and get rid of the closed cell foam. Again, this is extremely heavy. Okay, off goes that. Now, inside is this inner box, and it has just a very simple label on the top with its model and its serial number. Obviously, in this instance, it's an MAC7200. Most of the inner boxes from McIntosh are sealed just at this end. But the larger pieces are sealed across this section here too. So, to get in, we're just going to slice here and then classically follow the curve of this to open it like that. Now, these pieces are big and heavy, so the next process as far as unboxing it is actually to open the flap and sort of drag the product out. Before we do, we'll have a look at the elaborate nature of the packaging that they have. So, firstly is a relatively simple piece of cardboard. It's actually trimmed and folded to precisely marry up to the front of this amplifier and offer some amazing support to stop anything from moving around. In it is a 30 or 40 page manual talk up. It's got some excellent information about the product, how to download driver software for the USB DAC, all of those types of things. So very, very well appointed from an accessory perspective, and it's an easy read. Nothing is too complicated on board. Drilling down, the first and most obvious change between this product and its predecessors, which were integrated amplifiers, is the addition of an AM aerial loop. This is actually connected via an RJ45 or a network cable, and so it's got an RJ45 socket there. Excellent build, and away it goes. Further in, of course, there's an RJ45 cable. This is standard Cat5 or Cat6. In fact, it looks like it's a screen Cat6 at a glance. Don't quote me. It appears to be between 2 or 3 meters long, enabling you to take the AM loop and actually extend it well outside of where the amplifier might be to get the best reception you can. Drilling further in, we see an excellent quality New Zealand IEC power cord. 3-pin. Great to see something that, haven't scrimped on the quality of it. It's heavy, it's well made. There's McIntosh's classic little key. Now, this is to tighten up the binding posts at the rear. Should you be using bare wires or even just want to tighten things to ensure that it's beyond finger tight, this is a great little thing. Now, I'll be honest, I've stolen one of these in the past and I've made it into a keychain. Do it. It's a great little piece. It's a nice little reminder that at home you've got something very, very special. Last little accessory is, of course, its remote control. This is covered in bubble wrap and taped in place. The bag itself is sealed with a little bit of double-sided tape, and in it is a set of AAA batteries and the remote control. Now, the remote control has become sort of standard in McIntosh's range between integrated amplifiers and pre. It's got the control options for the CD player and other things like that, and it's a very easy and straightforward selection as far as what you may wish to control. The remote is a good build quality and has a nice style of sort of a chrome trim around it. Okay, so I'm going to lean this forward for a moment, just so that you get an opportunity of seeing the amplifier in its box before we sort of struggle to get it out. The product is it's in a plastic bag and on kind of a freight sled, and this is the fun bit, and fun I mean hard work. This product needs to be slid from the box, and then to ensure that we stay in camera, move this across a little bit and drag it back onto the carpet. Discarding this box, which is of course the inner one, we get to see the physics of this product before we start to take it away a little bit. So very large, very deep, and again very heavy. At this point, the easiest thing to do is actually to roll it very carefully onto its top, and it means that we get to have a look at the freight packaging, and in this instance some unique features like the freight screws that bind this amplifier into the cardboard and MDF base. So very carefully I'll grab up a drill and have a look at how we might do this. Okay, so you'll see for the first thing, these are big long screws with a big washer. They haven't scrimped on the quality of this product, and it's designed of course to key in specifically into the amplifier. There's 2 of these, and some of the larger amplifiers actually have 3 or 4. So there's a 5-6mm MDF, and then I'm just going to lift this up so that you see the cardboard packaging has pre-cut holes that marry up with the feet of this amplifier, and 2 additional ones where the screws go through, enabling it to clamp into it and bind so that this thing is not going to move inside its box, adding an amazing level of freight packaging to ensure that it's going to arrive to you in one piece. Removing this is relatively straightforward, and again you'll see the cardboard is cut and folded in a way to ensure that you will it keys into the base of the amplifier again as well. Now, McIntosh is covered in an oversized bag and it's sellotaped closed. Using this bag off with their smaller amplifiers isn't too difficult, but with this very large one it's going to be a bit awkward. So give me a second while I sort of rock this around so it's in a position where we can actually kind of get at it. So the bag itself easily slips off, and then we sort of walk the amplifier around so that I can then roll it and get the bag off its top. There's a desiccant bag in there somewhere, and of course that is designed to ensure that any moisture is removed and it'll arrive in good working order. Okay, so looking at this amplifier, just move it forward a little bit. First thing is, like many McIntosh pieces, it's big. It's very big, and I make no apologies for its physical size. It's not every day that something of this quality ends up in somebody's home, and a little bit of sacrifice depth-wise, in my opinion, is very easy to make. Firstly, you'll see in the heatsink of this unit McIntosh's new logo that they've now added. This is now part of McIntosh's brand and will become iconic in its time. Speaking of iconic though, these autoformer transformers for the output and massive oversized power transformer, it at a glance tells you that this product is beautifully built and accounts for some of the depth of this product itself. You've got its preamplification and illumination here, autoformer output transformers for each channel, and then input power transformer in the middle. It's bulky, it's heavy, and it needs to be for it to do such a good job. Right. Looking at the front of this, and we get to sort of understand what's going on. Pulling it up is a challenge given the fact that it's got all that weight in the front from the transformers. The first thing is, from this side of the unit, we've got its main input selector. Beneath it is a headphone socket, and this, like all of the new integrated amplifiers, now features the HDX, or an illusion of a more room feel from a headphone. It's worth noting that the input selector, when pushing and holding, goes into its setup mode and allows you to trim and change other elements. So instead of having buttons across the front, these are actually hidden inside the control of the amplifier itself. This setup, along with the volume control, work together to give you the ability to change in any number of things. Allocate inputs, change things, add names, you name it. Even turn off unused inputs to ensure that when you're scrolling through it, it's simple to use. Beside it is the preset, and this is associated with the radio tuner that's on board. So this simply slides between, well, clicks between the presets that you may have had. Beneath it are the outputs. This is the ability to turn on and off the preamplification stage outputs. As we look through the middle, we've got the fibre optic illuminated McIntosh logo and model. We've got the clipping lights, which illuminate upon power up and then fade, and only come back on if you're doing something a bit crazy. It's got a 2-line dot matrix display, and please hang around for the photographs and close-ups I'll take of this product, because it gives you an opportunity to see that display operating. In the dead middle is the IR sensor, and off to one side is tone to feed on and off, and a mute button. Above the mute you've got the other part of the tuning module, which is the physical ability to tune the radio stations themselves, and then the main volume control. Beneath the volume control is the power, and pushing and holding that actually resets the unit into a factory reset state. A nice little useful feature if you get a bit lost, or perhaps end up changing your configuration significantly enough that the inputs and outputs and other configurations need to be more reset rather than replaced. Of course, at the top, and again hang around to see some photographs of these, is McIntosh's iconic VU meters. The quality and accuracy of these is second to none in its class, and it's great to see that we've got them on both left and right channels. Again, looking at this product from the side, you'll see just how deep it is. Again, preamplification and illumination, autoformer output transformer, and then heat sinks for its 200 watt amplification. Spinning it around and looking at the rear, we'll see how well appointed this product is. Its physical chassis size means that it can add the iconic multi-taps from its autoformer output transformer, delivering the 200 watts into either 8, 4 or 2 ohms with ease. The outputs are actually covered with these little black plastic clips, and it's most common that we would remove those straight away and discard them. Banana plugs and spades are most commonly used with products of this quality, and so getting rid of them is pretty straightforward. As we work along, it's McIntosh's DAC or D1 that is by far the most impressive upgrade that they've made in this range. This DAC, I don't know what it costs, but it's worth it. It sounds amazing. The implementation of 2 coax, 2 optical, the MCT or transport link for both CD and SACD, and of course the asynchronous USB, all in one replaceable and serviceable module makes it an amazing product. And it's great to see, although this is already reference standard, that potentially this could be replaced in the future if required. Beneath the digital board is of course the analog chassis. This is kind of a separate sub-chassis within the amplifier. You'll see here its amplification stage, but beneath it is a separate chassis for the physical analog components. With it we've got a number of outputs, switchable from the front. The first goes through the bridging clips, and the second one is switchable as a standard output, meaning this amplifier could potentially be daisy-chained into other power amplifiers or something similar. It's got 5 unbalanced or RCA inputs, and these are labelled simply 1 to 5 because you can label them using the setup menu and the CHOG controls, etc. at the front. The 5th one, it's worth noting, can be utilised as a theatre pass-through, turning this into a power amplifier if required. This model is the first that introduces both a moving coil and a moving magnet phono stage, and an excellent quality ground for it as well. And of course over to one side is the balanced input. Above the balanced inputs is the left channel output. Again, these are covered with those little black plastic things, which I'm just going to take a second and discard. The use of banana plugs or spades is probably a prerequisite with a quality product like this one, hence why we so quickly discard them and leave the user free to use the bananas or spades themselves. Beside it we've got a series of control. This includes RS-232, triggers, and other data and control and triggers that are synonymous with McIntosh. Turning this unit on may trigger a sequence like a CD player turning on and off, or perhaps an additional power amplifier. All of that can be controlled via here. There is a service port, and this is in the form of a USB socket. Please ignore that from an audio perspective. It is simply used should we have a problem with this product or should it need a software update. Above it, and obviously unique to this stereo receiver, is the AM RJ45 socket and the FM aerial. Okay, so let's spin this around. Take a good look at this beautiful piece. Here we have it. McIntosh's brand new, and I mean brand new, MAC7200 200 watt integrated amplifier, unboxed here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. It's heavy. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.